Greetings, programs. Hi, André here. Welcome. In case you were wondering, the name of the show is pronounced MionWalker. I don't know why I did that. Maybe I'll put in a subtitle. I don't know. First, I want to say hi to my friends on Facebook and my followers on Twitter. And I don't know if you've seen my stand-up on YouTube, which I promise will have English subtitles one day. But in case you don't know who I am, I'm Brazilian. I'm a comedian. Yeah, right. I'm Brazilian. I'm comedian. Hi, how are you? No, I'm a comedian from Brazil. And what's this show about? Well, it's about me, and it's about the Wii. But before you turn this off, let me just tell you a little bit about the process here. Because this is a first episode, but it's more like an introduction, mission statement on the set kind of thing. And as you can see, I'm here on my Tron set with matching Tron suit, which I made myself. And as you can see, they glow on camera too, which I think it's an old trick I stole from Superman. The movie. It's a little trick I stole from Donner Superman. And I've been wanting to do this for a while. And if you're a content producer on the internet, you know how hard this is. But man, I've had to deal with construction noise. Can't film when there's construction. Don't believe me, I have footage. I had to get a new camera because my crappy old mini DV camera had a tiny frame and could only film 1 hour at a time. So I got a new camera with this huge frame to work with. Had to get new lights. And I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I'll do a bunch of these and you'll only see the best one. Just like a real comedian. And speaking of the camera, which someone was asking me about the viewer, reminded me of directing styles. And I used to admire directors when I was a kid. I thought it was kind of funny when George Lucas does this all the time. You know, there's a famous picture of Bryan Singer on the set of X-Men with Magneto's helmet and he's looking all cool like this. But really, doing this, the frame with your hand, it helps. And James Cameron doesn't do that. He's too sophisticated. So he has this toilet paper, which I use to wipe the dust off the computer stuff, you dirty, dirty minds. He has this thing on it, which I don't think he does anymore, but back when he made Terminator, he had this thing hanging on his neck, which I think is like a camera lens, and he would look through this thing and be like, yeah, okay, now point the camera over there. So like it has the exact frame that he wants. Yeah, so, which speaking of directors brings me to 3D. I like 3D. I don't have a problem with it. I'll criticize movies sometimes. I go see. I've only, with the exception of Avatar, I've only seen good 3D movies. Can't wait to get a Nintendo 3DS. That's gonna be awesome. Still don't have one. Yeah, I enjoy it. I don't get headaches. So, cheers. So, I've been wanting to do this show. To my knowledge, there's no show about the Wii on the internet. There must be, but I watch a lot of shows, and to my knowledge, there isn't one. And this is all I ever wanted to do as a comedian, was talk about video games and superheroes and sci-fi movies. You can't do that in a bar, in a club, in a nightclub. But like, people, it's not the setting for it. You know, I've done the Seinfeld thing. I've been there. If you've seen my stand-up, you know I've done that, but I had to dumb my material down to a nightclub audience. I had to do the, hey, did you ever notice thing. By the way, Seinfeld said he would never join Facebook or Twitter, but now he has. And yeah, he tweets, he's funny. Well, he got with the times, he got with the program. But I'd be crazy not to advertise on Facebook or Twitter. I mean, and Brazilian comedians, I worked with a couple of these Brazilian comedians at the nightclub. They suck, okay? They're not very good. They don't get it. They're either doing those same old tired gags that you've heard on Playboy or on a newspaper, like newspaper humor, Playboy level of humor. And they don't get it, because I see these articles on magazines about how stand-up comedy is taking off in Brazil, and here's a list of the rules of stand-up comedy. Newsflash, there's no rules, okay? You're full of shit, because you have Gervais doing a fucking slideshow, reading off books, reading the Bible. You have Bill Bailey with all his instruments, his guitars, his keyboards, so there's no rules. There's whole genres of comedians who just do prop comedy. They don't know, they talk about, oh, we like Bill Hicks and George Carlin and Seinfeld, but I doubt they've ever even seen a show. They don't even speak the language. And yeah, dude, and you can't talk about video games. So fuck that. I fell in love with this new generation of internet comedians. You know, Nostalgia Critic, Spoonie, AVGN. It's fucking great. This is where I want to be. So yeah, and I get the feeling that these Brazilian comedians, they don't realize that a comedian is supposed to be a provocateur, you know, supposed to, when they do try to be a provocateur, then they say incredibly offensive things, and just have to, but what, are they gonna get arrested for saying incredibly offensive things? Like, Lenny Bruce got arrested in the 40s, I think. George Carlin got arrested because their show was too profane and vulgar, you know. And I hope, there's a bunch of things that I hope to accomplish with these videos. One of them is I want people here in Brazil to learn some fucking English. They asked me, I used to be an English teacher, and they asked me, what's the best way to learn English? Like, they wouldn't learn shit when I was teaching them. And then, like, I used to be an English teacher, and there's no best way to learn a language. You just gotta, and the way I learned it was by watching movies. So I'm gonna do this in English because it's for the internet, it's for the whole world. And then later there will be versions with Brazilian Portuguese subtitles. And if you're Brazilian and you want to learn English by watching me and reading the subtitles, if you're American and want to learn Brazilian Portuguese by reading the subtitles and listening to it. So yeah, it'll work out. You know, reaching international audience, and my home country audience. I don't know. Yeah, gaming here in Brazil is taking off, man. We just had that. The founder of Atari spoke at a conference here in Brazil. That was pretty cool. So yeah, oh, the other thing is my old computer couldn't render for shit. It was gonna take 12 hours to render one video, but I got a new computer now. Way better. Hopefully it won't take 12 hours to render a video. Yeah, and I got my little list here because this comedian, stand-up comedian, got a little list. So video games. I don't know. It's my first episode. Do I have to review something? I'm gonna review the internet culture. It's good, not great. There's room for improvement. I'm just kidding. But seriously, there's like things that I don't understand. I sort of understand them, but they're confusing. Like, I'm a fan of a bunch of things. I'm a fan of comics. I'm a fan of movies. I'm a fan of games. So I don't have any problem admitting that I'm a fan. But people think you're a fanboy. You know, there's a whole other term. And what is a fanboy supposed to think about a movie series? That is he supposed to hate everything that comes out because his standards are too high and he loves it so much that nothing can ever compare to his, so he hates everything? Or does he love everything because he's absolutely in love with the franchise and he has no standards? I mean, we're all people, we all have opinions, you know, we just have opinions. And okay, to my knowledge, there's no show about the Wii. Okay, and that was I love the games on the Wii, and I feel like a fucking brony, you know? Like, no one cares about this thing that I want to talk about. So whatever. If like it was like this. I know all about Wii games. No one on the internet gives a shit about them.
I am the Weaver.
It just sort of happened very naturally. Yeah, you know, and I also feel like the people of San Francisco and South Park, you know, they're so smug. Like, yeah, you know, being a Nintendo gamer, we're just a little bit more open-minded than other gamers. But no. And you know, I don't care that the Wii U is coming out. Great. This Christmas, a lot of kids, it was Wii U. But this show isn't about the Wii U, okay? This show is about the Wii. Suck my balls. I'm glad you're all enjoying your Wii U's. I'm glad you're all having fond memories of your old Wii games. But I'm sure there's going to be haters. I'm sure there's going to be trolls. I'm sure there's people who think, oh, why would you do a show about the Wii? That's not relevant anymore. Like they know what is relevant and what isn't. You know, like, that's the thing. I don't want to do a show. I watch a lot of these shows. I'm not saying there shouldn't be a show or many shows that inform the consumer. I'm just saying that's not the kind of show I want to do. I can't think of anything more boring for myself than to be here every week talking about the new releases and being like, oh, for the 4 out of 5 stars, you should definitely buy it. You're gonna buy it no matter what I say. I don't want to do that, be here like talking about what's current and what's new. You know, I want to do a show about the Wii. Not current enough for you? Get the fuck out. There's people who say Facebook isn't relevant anymore. Maybe they're just joking. But get the fuck out of here. Facebook? Yeah, well, my paycheck says it's relevant. I hear so many stupid things, like the name, you know, Wii U. When the Wii U was first announced, and everybody, and like this happened again yesterday when they announced the PlayStation 4, the Sony stock prices dropped, like, and the same fucking thing happened when they announced the Wii U. And like, what do you guys give a shit about the stock market? I mean, you know how fucking stupid these stock people are, these Wall Street people are? There's a bar down the street, and there's a lot of shitty Playboy bars. But there's a bar, and it's called the Wall Street Bar. the Wall Street bar, and it has this huge statue of a bull out in front, this gaudy monstrosity in my fucking street. And these assholes get out of their jobs in the stock market, and then they go to the Wall Street. I don't know if they're actually stockbrokers, but I assume that they don't get enough of that shit at the stock market. When the stock market closes, they go to the fucking Wall Street bar and they invest in beer. Like, the beer prices change during the night according to who's buying them, which I'm pretty sure is illegal. But so they're like, oh, the beer prices, and what's the result of all this? Nightly drunken fights, nightly screaming, nightly shouting. These people are fucking idiots. Fuck Wall Street. Yeah, well, the investors don't know shit. I'll bet the investors were happy when they were sold out of pre-orders for the Wii U, which sounds like a Seinfeld routine. Like, you're sold out of pre-orders, but the pre-order is what keeps you from being sold out. That's why you have them. I don't care what the... And like... Oh, who's the winner of this generation of consoles? Does it matter? Like it even matters. Who's the winner of this gen... Okay. First of all, you as consumers, or it should not be like rooting for all these rich corporations. Okay, I know Nintendo's a corporation just like all those. Excuse me. No, Nintendo's a corporation just like any other. They're like the Disney of the video game world. But hey, they make good products and they want to please their customers. And by the way, the whole reaching out to the casual market and the non-gamers, you think it's pandering? Maybe it is, but can you really blame Nintendo? Like with people constantly trying to attack video games, try to ruin our fun, can you blame Nintendo for trying to sell you this image that video games are a normal thing that healthy people do to have fun? You know, fun that... who cares? And on the other end of that spectrum, you have David Cage pandering to the Hollywood and Oscar crowd with his emotional cinematic games. And people talk about, oh, Nintendo is going to go the way of Sega, like it's some huge catastrophe. Why? Because Sega's not in the console business anymore? Last time I checked, they were still putting out their shitty Sonic games on every other console. So every generation is the same fucking shit. Like, you would think... I'm not saying graphics can't get any better. That would be naive. Graphics will always get better. But is that such a huge problem? Like, can you not appreciate the history? Like, are you that fucking impressed by shiny things sparkling in front of your eyes? I don't want to say it. Are you that fucking stupid? I hope you're not, if you're listening to this. Like, is that something that stops you from enjoying a Wii game? Because I've had this conversation a million times. I'm telling someone, oh, this is a great game. And immediately, like 100% sure, they will be like, oh, but it's on the Wii, the graphics are probably bad. Fuck you, okay, if that's your answer. Go fuck yourself. No, okay? I'm gonna be Louis C.K. about this, okay? You're all a bunch of spoiled little brats. Fucking graphics whores, okay?
It's amazing, this shit, and it's wasted on the shittiest generation of piece of shit assholes that ever fucking lived. I swear to God, we are too slow for you, you non-contributing product sponge cunt. Can you just wait? fucking sucks. No, it doesn't. It's amazing. The shittiest cell phone in the world is a miracle. Your life sucks around the phone.
I am sick of this bullshit. Like, what the fuck do you think has been going on in video game and computer graphics development for the past 30 years? And before you give me some smart ass answer like, well, whatever it is, Nintendo's not keeping up. There are ways of making your game look good. Okay? There's artistry behind this. I appreciate the artistry. And yes, video games are art. Speaking of outdated material, did you hear that video games are art now? We were having a discussion, you know. This all started when someone said video games weren't art. Doesn't matter who. Well, it matters. He's a film critic. But hey, look at the movies that came out recently. Fucking Transformers, Twilight, Green Lantern. If movies can be in that company and be considered art, then video games can be considered art too. But whatever, we were having a nice discussion. This was what, 2011? We were having a nice discussion. We're like debating this. Oh, they can be art. They can be many different things. And then the US government came, and the English came and ruined it. No, the US government came in and was like, you know what? We're gonna go on the Bill of Law and add interactive electronic software, video games, to the definition of art. So the government is like, yeah, it's art because we say it is. Now shut up and go play Uncharted. Uncharted, the cheeseburger of video games. Which, I get it, okay? I like cheeseburger. I get it. Some fucking 12-year-old who was born after the year 2000 and has never played anything lower than a PS2 telling me that the Wii's graphics aren't good. Well, guess what? You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I used to play Microsoft Flight Simulator with my dad back on his old PC, and we played it with a joystick, okay? That's old school. Yeah, the people talk a lot about what kind of gamer you are. I was playing a certain JRPG, a certain Japanese RPG on a certain Japanese portable, and it had a difficulty selection at the beginning, and it was kind of disguised. It didn't just have easy, normal, and hard. It was casual, average, hardcore. And it asked, what kind of gamer are you? Are you casual, average, or hardcore? Well, I wanted to play on normal, so I selected average, but I guess that's me. I'm an average all-around gamer. You know, who also lives in the real world. But what kind of gamer are you? Man, what kind of developer are you that asked me a stupid question like that? You know, some people say the Wii is retro. I don't necessarily think it is. Kind of, well, I guess it is now. I guess it's retro now. But to me, it doesn't scream retro. Well, I mean, when I think of retro, I think of this. This is retro. Or this is retro. I mean, on the Wii, this is not retro. And neither is this. Yeah, I'm just sick of the excuses people give. Like, oh, these games look terrible on my new huge ass expensive HD TV 4K. Oh, poor baby. The older games don't look so good on your huge HD TV that's bigger than your wall and more expensive than your car. Well, you know, there's an easy solution for that. If you're so fucking rich, might I recommend, oh, I don't know, get a smaller fucking TV. Americans crack me up, man. You got no educational system, no gay marriage, no healthcare, no gun control. Yeah, I said it. Your economy's in the shitter, and people are racist against the black president. But when it comes to the Wii's graphics, oh, I dare say, I do declare, these are below my standards. And I'd say we are entitled to much higher than this. My standards are much higher. Fuck you. Fuck your bourgeois, entitled, first world problems bullshit, okay? Well, why do I do these videos in English, you may ask? Well, because English is the easiest language ever. It's the easiest fucking language to learn and to speak and to communicate with. I'm like the Merovingian.
I have sampled every language.
And English is the easiest. Maybe you just don't get it. By the way, Nintendo in Portuguese literally means that you don't get it. By the way, on the whole graphics versus gameplay thing, I am firmly on the gameplay side. The graphics will always get better. That's a given. But of course, in a game, the emphasis should be on the fucking gameplay. Man, do you know how stupid we must sound to normal people talking about the HD and the 1080p and all these things? We must sound like such fucking nerds. So every generation is the same fucking shit. Is like, who's gonna have the best graphics? Like, of course the graphics can get better, but they're all pretty fucking good now. So every generation, every time there's new hardware, is the same fucking shit. Is like, oh, who is gonna win this generation? Here's who's gonna win. Everyone. Okay? Everyone. Including you. Because, and this is not like a shitty thing like, you're all winners. Who's the winner? I hate that. Every time. Who's the winner? Is Nintendo the winner? Is Sony the winner? They all, last time I checked, they were all making rivers of cash, selling thousands, millions of units, and practically swimming in money. Is Microsoft hurting for money? No. Is Sony hurting for money? No. Is Nintendo hurting for money? No. Who's the winner? They all are. All of them. And if you got awesome games out of this, you're a winner too. So stop this bullshit, okay? I'm fucking sick of this bullshit. Every generation is the same fucking shit. Who's gonna win? Like it even matters. Doesn't matter. People bitching about the name. Oh, Wii U is hard to say. What are you, fucking retarded? Wii U is hard to say? No, it isn't. Okay? Wii U, Wii U, Wii U. Wii U, Wii U. Wii U, Wii U. It's the easiest fucking thing to say in the history of the universe. I was gonna say it wasn't too late to change the name, but you know what? Fuck it. Leave it for the next generation. Next console, Wii U, next console, the Nintendo. What the fuck is wrong with all of you? They announced a bunch of cool games, and all everybody wanted to talk about was the DS, the 3DS price cut, and Iwata's pay cut. Okay, first off, I think all these rich assholes could use a pay cut. Okay, at the time, Apple, Steve Jobs was in charge, but then he died. I have no idea who's in charge of Apple right now, but give him a pay cut too. And to my knowledge, Kaz Hirai hasn't left Sony. He's just been promoted. So yeah, give him a pay cut too. All these guys could use a pay cut. But as for the 3DS price cut, who didn't know that the 3DS would have a price cut a year later? You know how many people I heard call this a slap in the face? Oh, it's a slap in the face. Why? Oh, because I already bought one. What? You're not happy with it? The same thing happened with the iPhone. Same thing happened with the PS2, with the Wii. Same thing. So predictable. You should have just waited.
New rule, stop bitching that Apple cut the price of the iPhone. Early adopters always pay a premium. Early adopters being a business term meaning dipshits who stand in line for 6 hours for a freaking phone. It's not a price cut, it's a repeal on the nerd tax. If you didn't have to be the first on your block to have the latest gizmo, you'd now have an extra $200 to spend on your imaginary girlfriend.
And okay, and as there are some people say there are rules to this, like, oh, you have to do a vlog on the week the movie comes out. No, because if I did a Green Lantern vlog on the same month that everyone was doing a Green Lantern vlog and saying how much it sucks, my vlog would have just gotten lost in the middle of all that shit. So, and as for another reason why I'm doing this is to borrow a quote from the Proto Man. There's a giant hole in the video game media industry that needs to be filled by a Brazilian guy who likes the Nintendo Wii. There was and still is, and I'm here, so everybody calm down now. I'm here to help. So that's it. And what's another way I can put this? I am the Wii of Nintendo. I'm here to fulfill Miyamoto Shigeru's destiny. So, and I'll be doing Wii reviews. I want to review every Wii game that ever came out that I've played, because I haven't played all of them. I'm sick of hearing people say there are no games. They're saying the same shit about the Wii U now. There are no games. Like, they complained that the Wii... And I always looked at my huge shelf of Wii games and laugh. To quote Bill Clinton, I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. So many games, so many good games. You know, people bitch that the Wii didn't have the same shit that was on the other consoles. Like, you know, that was the point of the Wii, was to do something different, to not have the same shit as all the other consoles. It's exactly what it was supposed to do. And now people are bitching that the Wii U has the same shit that's on the other consoles. Batman, Assassin's Creed. This is what you assholes wanted. Fucking... Oh, and this is more recent, but they're saying, oh, the Wii U is selling so poorly in January. Yeah, January, right after Christmas. Right after everyone already bought it for Christmas, you fucking morons. Oh, but it's historically low sales. Okay, what are these historically low sales? 50,000! Only 50,000? Really, only 50,000? You think that's a but you see no other console has ever sold so low. I'm pretty sure they have. So to you, that's historically bad. 50,000 in January, right after everyone already bought it for Christmas, at the start of the new year. Wow, you must be some kind of fucking science genius. So I want to review every Wii game that I've ever played. And I haven't played them all. And it's full of games. I wish people would... They say, oh, IGN's not relevant anymore. Yeah, but at least they have a calendar. A release calendar. A list of games that are coming out that I can fucking check. Or I can check Wikipedia. I wish people would check Wikipedia or the release calendar before they say there are no games. Before they say there's nothing coming out. This goes for the future, for the Wii U too. These reviews are for posterity. They're gonna be historical records of these games because they need to be recorded for history. And a similar thing that people say, I always get suspicious when I hear people say, like in movies, there's no story. Well, there is one, you just don't care. Or nothing happens in Transformers. Well, things happen in Transformers, but they're stupid. So people say this bullshit like nobody played that / bought it. Nobody played / bought it. I hear it all the time. Nobody bought the core games on the Wii. You know, like Mad World. You know how many units Mad World sold? Check VGCharts.com. Okay, before you say this stupid shit. You know how many units Mad World sold? 700,000 units. Okay, that's almost 1 million. That's pretty fucking good. Let's go with another game. Bulletstorm, which is on PS3, 360, and PC. I'm sick of hearing people say no one bought Bulletstorm. It's such a great game, no one bought it. Okay, it sold like hundreds of thousands on PS3, hundreds of thousands on 360, and on PC. All told, all three of them together. How many units did Bulletstorm sell? PS3, 360, PC, all together. 1.5 million units. Bulletstorm sold 1.5 million. I'm pretty sure someone played it. 1.5 million? What about No More Heroes? It sold over 500,000 units, which can be considered a moderate success. I heard someone call it a hidden gem once. I don't think it's a hidden gem. I think it's widely considered Suda51's masterpiece. But that was enough of a success that they made a second one. And that was, it sold almost 500,000, not quite. And then it was ported to the PS3, which is what they do with successful Wii games. They do an HD remake, or as I like to call it, a Wii-make. Sounds like a child, Wii-make.
Well done! He's speaking English, you know.
The other game I'm here, let's go back. You know a game that sold even more? Luigi's Mansion on the GameCube. I'm sick of hearing people say, before they used to, like those assholes at Video Games Awesome, used to say no one played Luigi's Mansion. Then they played it, loved it, now they're fans. But they still say it didn't sell. You know how many fucking units Luigi's Mansion sold on the GameCube? 3.5 million. 3.5 million units. I'm pretty sure 3.5 million people played it. Maybe not all of them liked it, but they played it. It sold really well, and it has a sequel. When something has a sequel, it's because it's a success. People don't get Luigi's Mansion. Yes, Luigi's a loser. He's a scaredy cat. That's his character. It fucking works. While I was gonna save this for later, but Luigi's Mansion, man, I did such a great game. And everybody, I'm sick of hearing people call it a tech demo. Like, it was the first game that came out on the GameCube. I get it, but stop parroting this thing that you read on IGN 15 years ago. Because it was on the IGN review, I remember, and I quote, let's face it, Luigi's Mansion is a tech demo, is Nintendo's way of saying this is what the GameCube can do, end quote. So ever since then, everyone just parrots that around, saying, oh, Luigi's Mansion's a tech demo. No, it's a fucking video game. It's not a tech demo, okay? Wii Sports is a tech demo, okay? Luigi's Mansion has... Excuse me. Wii Sports is a fucking tech demo. Luigi's Mansion has a story, characters, setting, themes, different control schemes, and what at the time were the top graphics. It has all these things. It still looks good today. It has all these things. It's not a fucking tech demo. It's a video game. And a great one at that. And it sold 3.5 million units. So shut up when you stop saying nobody bought it, nobody played it, yada yada yada. I'm sick of hearing that shit. Luigi's Mansion sold more than Metroid Prime. Okay? Wake up call, reality check, sold more than Metroid Prime. Hell, you want to see a real tech demo?
My name is Kara.
This is Kara, or Kara. It was done by David Cage. Bonjour, je suis David Cage. Oh, pardon, David Cage. It was done by David Cage to show off the processing and animation graphics power of the PS3. It's not a game. As far as I know, it's not in development. It's just a trailer, an intro scene. It's a CGI movie done on the PS3 to show off the PS3's graphics. That's a tech demo because as far as I know, there's zero gameplay attached to it. Here's David Cage. Oh, this is not a game. You will never play this. This is just to show off what the PS3 can do. Yes? We know what the PS3 can do. Get on with it.
Yes, get on with it!
Oh, so much emotion. Maybe he'll make this into a game one day. But not that I know of. As far as I know, right now he's working on his new Ellen Page movie. I mean game. I mean movie. C'est la vie. Anyway, how's your sex life? Oh man, I can't wait to review all these games. So stay tuned, there will be re-reviews. I thought I also want to talk about not just the Wii. I got a PS3 eventually, and I want to do some PS3 Let's Plays, so don't be surprised. My initial idea was that I was like, what kind of show do I do? What kind of character do I do? And I thought of doing like a really fanboy, if you've ever seen the Blockbuster Buster, that was what I wanted to do. Excuse me. That was what I wanted to do. But he already does it so well. He does it perfectly. That's the style. And he's funny, and he always knows what movie clip to use from other movies. He always does. And I thought of doing like a Latino character because I'm Brazilian, but I'm so not Latino. I'm like whiter than, I look like a fucking Nazi. So it's like, and he has the Latino character. So he does it perfectly. So I don't know. I thought of doing like a bum character, like the Nostalgia Critic, like the Wii bum. Like why would you just play the Wii? Because I'm a bum and and just have like Wii games. And then he gets a PS3. Someone threw a PS3 in the garbage, and he's just like, oh my god! He's just blown away by all these high def video games with so much depth, like Skyrim and Deus Ex. He's like, these are the greatest video games I've ever seen, because he was starved on the Wii, just the Wii. and yeah, which is the other thing. Like, why would you do a show about the Wii? Because I've been stuck on Mars in fucking Barzoon for the last 7 years. Yeah, I'm in my bunker. Like if you don't know about all the bitching, if you're not aware of all the bitching about the Wii, where have you been? Have you been stuck in Barzoon for the last 7 years? God, 7 years. All I hear is. By the way, I'm copying Spoonie right now, so don't bother pointing it out. 7 years. All I heard was this. Like, these are the worst graphics ever. Oh, the games are for kids. The motion controls are bullshit. Blah, 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 blah. Fucking shut up. It's like they got a Wii remote stuck up their ass. Which I don't. Now you may ask, who would possibly be interested in a show about the Wii? Retro gamers, Nintendo fanboys, collectors, parents, and you gotta feel for the parents, because parents could not pick a good game for their kids if their lives depended on it. And if you like my Tron suit, if you like my Tron set, click the like button, click the subscribe button. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at MionWalker. André Mion at MionWalker. Please like, favorite, subscribe, share. Like, favorite, subscribe, share. Follow. Please like, favorite, subscribe, share, follow, and retweet. Yeah, that's... Oh, and the first thing I got coming up after this is a Let's Play, which is like a record of the last day of online service for Boom Blocks 2 on the Wii. Because the other thing I'm sick of hearing is that there was no online on the Wii. Now, some games, it was just... they should have had online, like Tron. It would have made total sense if this had online. But it didn't. But... dude, if the Wii didn't have online capabilities, it wouldn't have been the #1 platform for Netflix, which it was. Oh, but it's not HD. Whatever. But yeah, this had online. This had DLC, user-created content. It was like the Little Big Planet of the Wii. And then they closed down the servers because it's fucking EA. And I recorded it last day of online service. So that's what I got coming up, and yeah, the movie review. So that's it for now. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for listening. End of line, man. Bye. You want to play this? You can never play this ever again.